Hi, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm so happy that you clicked because now you get to learn exactly how I achieved this makeup look. This makeup lasts all day long. It's long wear. It lasts in 100-degree weather. People are going to ask you, like, how did you do your makeup? And I know because everybody asked me all those questions. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. I used to be a girl that only wore 18 to 20 millimeter lashes if I did my makeup. So I started to develop a routine where it was a more natural makeup look, something that I didn't have to feel like I needed to wear those lashes. And this is what I'm going to show y'all. So the first thing that I do is use a moisturizer. I contour my face. So what I'm going to be using is this cream contour and this angled brush. I blend some of the product out on my hand before applying it to my face. I apply the cream contour by following the shape of my face, so on my cheekbone, my forehead, and my jawline. Using this type of brush, I'm gonna contour my nose. I start off on the bridge of my nose and then move right up into my brow to make that seamless look. Next, I'm going to use the Sephora foundation. So I applied the foundation everywhere where I did not apply contour. So everywhere around the contour. As this is a natural look, I'm only applying a minimal amount of foundation to my jawline and T-zone area and also on my forehead. I try to not go into the places where I put contour, and I try to avoid those places. I know that my foundation is a bit light for my forehead, but as you see, we're going to fix that because I go back in with the brush that I use for my contour, and with the same product that is still on it, I don't put any new product. I just go back and follow the shape of my face. Prepping my brows with the Anastasia brow gel. I just brush my brows up and then to the side. Next, I'm going in with the Rare Beauty cream blush. So I place the blush on the back of my hand before applying it to my face, and I use my brush to pick it up. And this is very important in making sure your makeup comes out more natural, and it just helps with that overall. Going in next with the Born This Way foundation in the shade Warm Beige. So just watch as I apply my concealer, but as you can see, I'm not applying it directly under my eye, but just right below it, and then into the inner corners of my nose, and onto the bridge of my nose, and also a bit on my forehead. I'm gonna let that set while I do my brows next. So for my brows, I don't start directly at the beginning of my brow where my brow starts, but I start a little bit after that, and I draw a line at the bottom and then a line at the top. And it's okay to make mistakes, you just wipe it off as I'm doing now. And then I lightly draw and make tiny strokes. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I go back to the beginning of my brow and start to create tiny strokes there. Once I'm done doing my brows, I take my brow gel again to make sure everything stays in place and looks natural. Take a small fluffy brush like this to blend out the edges of your concealer. So when I blend the edges of my concealer, I just make sure to tap and never swipe. You never want to do that. You just want to tap, because if you swipe, you're gonna take off so much product and you want the product to stay. And I'm gonna blend it as best I can with this really tiny brush, but you'll see in a second that I go in with a bigger brush. Take a brush like this to blend out the rest of your concealer. And once again, all that you want to do is just tap so that it could blend correctly into your face and look seamless. Not using any new product, I go back in with my blush to get rid of those harsh concealer lines and help everything blend better. Now we're going to set our concealer. I like using a powder puff, and I just put it at the back of my hand before applying it to my face, and I gently tap it everywhere where I put concealer. For places like my forehead and my jawbone, I don't really like to put that much powder because I don't want it to look too harsh or too white. Then I use this palette to bronze my face up. Specifically, I'm going to be using this color. Taking a brush like this, it's angled. Once again, I apply it on the back of my hand before applying it to my face, and this is just to dust off excess product. And I follow the natural shape of my face as I did in the beginning of the video with the cream contour. For my nose contour, I take an eyeshadow brush. I tap the brush to make sure the excess product comes off, and then I just follow the ridge of my nose and go up into my brows and also use it as an eyeshadow. And this is using the same bronzer from that palette that I showed earlier. This palette is from Beauty Creations, and I'm just going to swipe this big brush all over these three colors, so you can see. And then I'm going to swipe it on my hand and then put it on my face. I also like to add a bit on my forehead for the extra glow and some on my nose. Using the same brush that I use my concealer, I'm going to wipe off the powder. So before you actually wipe off anything, you want to tap in the powder into your face, and then you want to wipe off all that excess that will not come off by tapping. Then I go in with the same bronzer brush and I just blend in without any added product to make it look more seamless. Milani Make It Last, the best setting spray. For lips, I'm using the LA Girl Pro liner. Next, I'm going to apply some mascara. And OMG, this is the finished product. The base is flawless. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos.